Hello, great people. The Bola Tinubu presidency has asserted that earning 1,500 naira a day is a whole lot of money. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not talking of 15,000. I'm not talking of 1,500. Just earning 1,500 naira a day is a whole lot of money. In a moment, I'll leave you to watch the argument as put forward by the senior special assistant to the president on economic affairs, Dr. Tope Fasua. And I look forward to your impression in the comment section. The man made a comparison of the Nigerian economy to the US economy, trying to argue the value of the naira against the dollar. And when we come back from watching his video, we'll be dissecting what is the economic reality of the Nigerian and that of the United States, and what does this mean for Nigerians going forward, and what is in it for the Tinubu presidency. We'll be dissecting his argument and a whole lot more on this episode with your short blog, Dr. Omosholadeji. Let us go and watch the video of Tope Fasua, then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
Who are earning less than $1 per day, who have been categorized as those who are living
another
in abject.
problem with that number.
Just
$1 per day. $1 is 1,500. Look, 1,500. Okay, that's a lot of money for many people in Nigeria. If you say, look, and that takes us to.
So you do not agree
purchasing
with
parity.
Yeah.
Okay, is what we should look at. So look, $10 won't buy you lunch anywhere in the US. Hardly. You need at least $20. $20 times that's 30,000.
Sometimes you might get an $7 for your child to get breakfast.
Indeed, for a child,
sandwich and a cup of coffee.
For a $4,
$5.
Is that even food? But I'll tell you what you can do with $5. $5, that's 7,500. If you're not going to eat at the Hilton or some eyebrow place, there's a lot you can do. In Guanipa, there's people that sell, just like in Port Harcourt, Boli and fish on the roadside there. You eat for 1,500. If you know where you're coming from, you say you're on minimum wage. If you're on minimum wage, you can't be talking minimum wage at the same time you're talking of eating
Dr. Fasua,
very important.
There you have it. You just watched the video of the special advisor to the president on economic affairs, Dr. Tope Fasua. And I look forward to your impression of his assertion in the comments section. But what I can say first to you is that if this is the kind of people around Bola Tinubu, Nigeria cannot move forward. Forget about progress, forget about development. If this is the kind of people that we have around the president, imagine if the president had called Tope Fasua that, okay, come and advise me about the economic situation in the country. I heard that there's hardship. I heard that people are languishing in anguish. What can you advise me as my economic advisor? Is this the kind of advice that he will be giving to the president? So you can see that if this is the kind of people that is around Bola Tinubu, if these are his advisors, in the true sense of it, if these are the people that he surrounds himself with, then I would advise you to just lose hope. Don't even hope for any kind of development. Then to now imagine something that this man, Tope Fasua, contested for president. Some of them, they will be abusing Bola Tinubu. He contested to be president. So that means that if everything has gone right, and Tope Fasua is the president of this country today, then it means that he will be seeing most Nigerians as rich, that at least, if you can earn 1,500 naira, then you are rich, then you are, to use street balance, big boy or big girl. So to imagine that this is what his presidency would have brought to us, should we say, hallelujah to God, Hosanna to the heavenlies for not making his presidency to manifest. But then again, his presidency did not manifest, but he has found himself in the presidency of Bola Tinubu and is busy causing and creating confusion. Now, let us look at it. Why is it that Nigerian government seems to like poverty? Nigerian government, successive government, seems to be a government of poverty. If you look at it well, Nigerian government is always implementing policies, always promoting things that seems to make the people to be poor. Why is Nigerian government appearing to be like a government of poverty? But the problem is that the Nigerian government that appears to be a government of poverty, that glorifies poverty, those people that are in government have no trait of poverty in their lives. You heard me right. Nigerian government will glorify poverty. Nigerian government will make it look like poverty is a normal thing. But if you now look at those people in government, there's no trait, no single trait of poverty in their lives. And that is why I've told you that politics appears to be a means to an end to some of these politicians. That is why you should not kill for them. You should not die for them. And as Dele Farotimi said, don't die in their work, because they will preach to you that, oh, poverty is good, poverty is a good thing, why they are not living in poverty in any way or manner whatsoever. Now, let's play a game. And I hope that Tope Fasua will be able to play this game. If it is possible, I would like a situation whereby all the money that Tope Fasua has is kind of like taken away from him. His house, all the luxury things, all his contact is taken away from him, and he's just given 1,500 naira a day to survive. Just like the biblical days of Job, when Job was tested. If I have the powers, if I have the kind of like the heavenly powers of that of Jesus Christ or Muhammad, what I will do is to kind of like strip Tope Fasua of everything he has and leave him with 1,500 naira daily and see how he's going to survive. Is Tope Fasua surviving with 1,500 naira daily per meal? I wish that people that have close access to Tope Fasua can review the kind of food that he eats, because he is saying that, okay, if you are earning minimum wage, then you need to live minimum. Can't government pay the right wage for people to live comfortably? And that's why I said these people in government, they seem to know how to glorify poverty, and that itself is something that it is very sad. Now let us go into the international relation and diplomacy aspect, and should we say dynamics aspect of it. Now, it's unintelligent to match the purchasing value of your currency with that of a country not in your realm economically, geographically, technologically. You are matching the Nigerian naira to the US dollar, whereas Nigeria does not match the United States economically and technologically. So if US is not within the West African, or should we say the African continent, and US is far away, and Nigeria is not at par with US in terms of economy, in terms of the GDP, in terms of the geographical location, in terms of technology, and you are comparing Nigeria to the US. So you want to imagine what is the level of intelligence in that. And to now think that, so now look at the argument of Tope Fasua closely, you will bring out something. One thing you will bring out is that Naira will take 1,600 steps for each step that the dollar takes. What am I trying to say? For you to have a dollar, if you are in Nigeria, you need 1,600 naira. So that means that for every step that the dollar takes, for the naira to catch up with it, the naira will take 1,600 steps. I'm not talking of 6 steps, not 7 steps, not 100 steps, 1,600 steps before you can catch up with a dollar. So you can imagine that surviving in that kind of economy, right? Especially how we operate a kind of what I call a foreign economy, whereby everything around you, most of the things are not being produced in Nigeria. They are either produced in one country or the other. So for that kind of economy to have a forex value of 1,600 or thereabout to a dollar, it shows the how naira has lost its value. And you may want to imagine that the value of currency is determined by how close it is to a dollar. Let me explain that to you. How will you know if a currency have great value? You see, if the value of that currency, the amount of that currency that you need to earn a dollar, if it is close, then you can say that, okay, that the economy of that country is thriving and the currency of that country has a value. In Nigeria, you need 1,600 to a dollar. Whereas if you go to some Southeast Asian state, you need about 4 or 5 of their currency to purchase a dollar. If you go to Europe, you need about 1 point something or 2 point something of their currency to purchase a dollar. And let me give you, for instance, a travel advice. How do you know whether the country you are going to is very okay? You look at the value of their currency to the dollar. If it is 1,600 to a dollar, it's not a country that you can go and prosper. If it is 1,000 to a dollar, it's not a country that you can go and prosper. But if it is like 2 point something to a dollar, 3 point something, 4 point something, even 6 point something to a dollar, then you can say that, okay, if I go to this country, then I can be able to prosper. If I earn their currency, if I bring it back home, then I can be able to make my life meaningful based on the currency that I have earned. So if the value of the currency is determined by how close it is to a dollar, can we say Nigeria is a prosperous economy when you need 1,600 of Nigeria's currency to get $1? And let us be practical now. Let's go into the practical terms. How many Nigerians can afford $1,000? How many? Look around you. How many Nigerians can afford $1,000 to eat? Like that's about 1,500, 1,600. How many Nigerians? You can afford it. Glory be to God. People around you can afford it. But go to the street and interview people. Go to the slums and see what people are passing through. How many people can easily afford like 1,500 for a meal? People are suffering. People are languishing in anguish. And all what the presidency can say is not, you are enjoying. Things are not as bad as you see it. In fact, for you to be able to afford $1, you are already on the path to prosperity. But if you look at it, Nigerians and Americans can afford $10 to buy a meal. Maybe we need to educate Tope Fasua that $1, if Nigeria is a good country, should be equivalent to 1 naira. There was a time in this country that $1 was equivalent to 1 naira. So is Tope Fasua saying that time that $1 was equivalent to 1 naira, Nigeria wasn't a good country? It is now that it is 1,600 to $1 that Nigeria is now a good country. So why is it that Nigerians in Nigeria cannot afford $1,000 to eat, but Nigerians in the United States can afford $10,000 can afford $10 to eat? Apologies. So it shows that there's something in Nigeria that is restricting the people from prospering. And can Nigerian government also begin to pay Nigerians about the equivalent of $10 per hour as well, so that if you are comparing Nigeria to the United States, compare it holistically. So don't compare it, don't compare a fraction of it. Don't pick the side that suits you. No, compare it holistically. And why are you comparing Nigerian economy to that of the US? Is Nigerian earning in dollars? So you can see that if this is the kind of people that Bola Tinubu has, don't expect anything. You don't expect any economic prosperity or any succor or convenience from this government. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But 2027 is an opportunity for every Nigerian to express themselves again. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.